Okay, so let's try to create something again. So what we will do, let's try to create something from a few cylinders here. And what I'm thinking about, it's snowball. Yeah, something like that. It will be a snowball. Okay, so let's duplicate again. Okay, so we have 3 of them. Let's shrink them down a bit, maybe like that. Shrink down again, something like that. Okay, and let's create the ball. Okay, cube. As always, we're trying to make something simple, but maybe useful. Okay, so what I will do next, probably I will lower this part a bit. Maybe we can just do some thing like this in order to align with a shape, maybe something like this, even bigger. Oops, my mistake. Give me a second. Let's turn it like that. I'll scale it. Whoops. I will scale it like that. You saw that I was selected only one face, so basically it will be distortion if I will just scale it in this position, as you can see. Awesome. Right now I'm not talking about, again, the isolation buttons or buttons which I've used previously. So yeah, and tutorials will be faster and faster. So get used to that. Okie dokie, so let's try to use cut tool again. Something like that. That's awesome. Let's check this out. It's looking pretty. Whoops. It's looking pretty decent. Okay, so what we can do, we can just select it and use connect tool, probably 3 times. We'll select faces from one side and delete it. We will duplicate it later. We'll select the middle line, probably we will create a bevel manually. We're missing one cut in here. We can go a bit closer to the edge, I believe. Yeah, something like that. And probably this is my mistake. I just need to do the bevel. I mean, we could do only the bevel and it will be the same result, and I'm just wasting the time at this moment. But oh well, I did what I did. We need to delete these edges, so what we will do, go to the edit mesh, delete edges and vertices, because if you just delete it by hand, right, del button, as you can see, vertex points will stay. So you can try to delete after that, select them one by one, or just go and start welding etc, etc, and it can be a lot of issues later. So what I will recommend to you, just go and under the edit mesh, press shift and control, and at the same time while you're pressing these buttons you can press shift delete. God damn it, you can press shift control and left click on that object which you want to have. It will be added to your shelf. Awesome. Okay, so I will check it again. What the hell is happening with my Rososa? I mean with a tool which is showing which buttons I'm using, because not all the time I can say correctly, let's say, or spell it correctly. Okay, so let's clean the history, freeze transformation. I won't center the pivot because it will be in here, because if we will center the pivot, it will be centered from the object. Yeah. Okay, so as we can see, it's a x-axis. The red one, it's a x-axis. So under the x we will type -1x. In the scale, as you can see, it will flip that object. Yeah. So what you can do, just press Ctrl D in order to duplicate. Press 1, I mean not the negative value, and it bring it back the object. So what I want to show that you can flip the object. Yeah. So you will have duplicated object and let's say mirror. Okay, so let's go and combine the object. Isolate, select all vertices, go to the vertices and merge it in order to have a single object. Awesome. So we have a single object, and what we can do in this situation, I want to have something similar stepping, let's say. Great. So in order to check if they are similar, let's do simple thing, you know. I will try to do a cut in here because I like how it looks at this moment. Yeah. So with what we can do, control, we can select all this loop, press Ctrl T, and it doesn't work. Okay, so what I will do next, then I will select this loop. No, it won't work too. So what we can do, we can select this loop, select the bottom part, delete it, and select and fill. Oops, this is not a fill hole. Okay, we don't have a fill hole in here, so let's go to mesh and fill hole. Awesome. Select the face, shift right click and poke. Okay, so basically we have this subject, and press Ctrl T in order to check the values, and we can see that it's a 0.6 centimeters. I am working in centimeters and meters. So in case you want to check the unit, let's say in which unit space you are working, it's centimeters. You can use meters, inches, foot, etc. Okay, so just press this button. You will go in here. Definitely you can go via Windows, settings, preferences, and second, yeah, it will be preferences. Great. So 2 ways to reach the same goal. Great. So we have one. It was, as you remember, 0.6. Okay, so select that one. 0.6. Awesome. Let's center the pivot. Clear everything. Probably I will snap the pivot in here and just align it to that object. Awesome. Let's check it out. So clean everything. Awesome. Do the same thing in here. Okay, so this part's equally spaced. That one, so 0.9. Okay, just leave it as a 0.9. Probably it won't be a big problem. I will use the wireframe. Awesome. So let's try to do that big bevel on the bottom and a smaller bevel on next two rings. Okay, so maybe not so big, but okay, something like that. Looks pretty decent, great. Okay, so that's that one. 0.2 for example, looking great. Again, bevel, Control B, or you can go tools, tool menu. Great, so we have something like that. Awesome. I want to have some bending on that part. In this part we can write, for example, Merry Christmas or something like that. Okay, so with a spelling, I don't know if I will be good in that, but let's go to the create, just press type, and in the type you can type anything. So what I will do, I will type in the Google Merry Christmas in order to check if I can properly write that word without mistakes. Okay, something like that. I hope that Google don't lie. Awesome. And now I'm just trying to design the font. So let's play with the alignment. I want them centered. I can change, as you can see in here, the font regular. It's a same thing like in Word or Excel or any other application which you're using in the text editor. Okay, so font size, it's everything very simple, as you can see. Let's shrink it down even more. Okay, maybe it's too much. 0.8. It looks pretty decent. Awesome. Let's try the tracking. It will be spacing between the letters. Great. Okay. 0.6 probably. 0.55. Great. Okay, and with a scale, just doesn't work. Okay, generator, geo, resolution, text animation. Cannot understand why I can see still this lines. It's too fast, but definitely you can use the scale buttons too. And as you see, you can use a generator. Geo, you can play with bevels already in this stage when you extruding. Okay, so as you can see, we can play with the density of our mesh. It was on 4 and I will keep it on 4. Well, extrude. Okay, something like that will be good. We don't need so much division, so we'll remove it. As you can see, it's under geometry. And the bevel options, let's this out, snap to grid, bevel enabled, and let's play with the bevel, something like that. Now we can see that we can do some spacing, so let's go again to the text editor. Okie dokie, something like that. What do you think? I hope it will fit our needs. So what we can do next, let's go to the modify. This one will align the object. We need to align that object to that surface. So let's select one face which is plane, and the second one, no. Okay, this is my mistake. Okay, so let's go to the modify. Okay, snap together to, I hope that one. So select the plane face, see the arrow, the blue arrow, and select the destination. One that faces, snap to that faces and align to them. And then you selected both, just press enter. Awesome. And if you right now just select the object, let's say object, and you will go to the object mode. As you can see, control, right click, object mode. Here we can scale a bit to fit our, I don't know how to call that thing, memo plane. Okay, something like that. What do we have? Probably we'll go inside a little bit more, something like that, with very tiny gap. Awesome. So what we'll do next, try to smooth. Oh, we need to add additional geometry in order to support these lines, you know. As you can see right now, I'm working a little bit faster because we already spent 80 minutes. Nonsense. Time is going so fast. Okay. Just create support lines. Awesome. Okay, this part looking pretty good. To the bottom part, we need to have a support as well. Awesome. And this part, I don't like it. Let's make a support as well and keep this angle pretty sharp, let's say. Okay, I will select the object, Control 1 to isolate the object. Awesome. Don't know why I cannot. Okay. Okay, some kind of Maya bug, but it unstuck. Awesome. Let's try to smooth it. Just press 3 on the keyboard and let's check it out. What do we have? So we have not very sharp edges, however it's not very bad. Yep. Okay, so let's check whole picture, something like that, and we need to work a little bit more on these gaps. We need to align better while they are smoothed. Okay, something like that probably will fit in this scenario well. Okay, so let's check this bow, and I will go to the wireframe because I will try to probably shrink it down because it will be a glass. Yeah, so let's extrude it. Probably, wait a second, in this axis. Yeah. Okay, so let's do 0.05, something like that. I will press 4 in order to check how much. Oh, no, 0.5, something like that. I bet it's too big. 0.2, 0.1, maybe. Okay, so point. Let's do the 0.1 in this case. Let's invert the normals. Okay, awesome. You know already how to create a glass material. So I will be using I will use a V-Ray for this task. So just assigning the material and creating glass material, let's say. Okay, good for now. What we need to have next, probably I will duplicate that. When I will go to the inside of the ball, I will select all the faces and I will find in the edit mesh duplicate, and definitely you can find this thing, let's say. You can find it. Why? Oh, I've just duplicated. Oh, as you can see, I've duplicated that inner side. Yeah, and I don't know why they separate like that. Okay, but they in one group. Yeah, so I will isolate that one, because what I want to do, I want to have something, let's say, on the bottom. Okay, let's go again and just fill the hole for that object. Yeah, probably I will assign a different material because it's a bit annoying. Okay, so hyper shade stuck. Very nice. Let's wait for a few seconds. Okie dokie. So let's create another V-Ray material, and yeah, I will assign it. Awesome. So we'll enable wireframe. Try to extrude a bit. Let's press G, extrude again, and let's poke it. So we have something like that. I will try to bevel the corner edge. Awesome. So let's do something. I mean, we need some ground where we will be creating in the next tutorial house, trees. I mean, a Christmas tree, that green one with a star or something like that. Yeah. So basically, right now we're creating a ball, and after it, we will create something more. Okay, so I will isolate again that object. Awesome. And let's go right now and introduce the sculpting. Awesome. So what we can do, definitely we can increase the resolution and try to sculpt, but let's try to do it from the beginning. And we have tools, as you can see, the sculpting tools. You can read it, they self-explanatory. Okay guys, so we have sculpting tools, and right now let's check it. It's all sculpting tools. This is a smooth tool which can be achieved. Sculpting thing when you're pressing a shift button. So it's simple like that. Okay, so let's try to hit center the pivot, clear everything, and have a clean surface. Let's go again to the sculpting and try to sculpt something on some areas. In order to make bigger or smaller brush size, you can press B, and with middle mouse button you can drag it to the sides and you will see it's increasing, decreasing, or double click this icon or this icon, the tool, let's say, and the tool settings will appear. From the tool settings you can increase size, strength, world position, etc, etc. Okay, so let's play a bit with that. I will increase the power. Oh Jesus Christ. And if you press Ctrl, it will invert the function. If by default it's in printing, if you will press Ctrl, it's invert and extruding outside, as you can see. Yeah, awesome. So what I will do, I will try to increase some density. Let's say I will smooth a bit. It will be easier for me to sculpt, you know, with a dense mesh, or denser, let's say. So let's shrink it down. I mean, the power is too big. I mean, the strength is too big. Let's increase a bit. I'll increase the brush. So like a move tool. Definitely later on I will smooth it a bit. Okay, it looks like we have two meshes. A second, I will just check if we have two of them, as it looks like we have some kind of duplicate object. Maybe not, maybe my mistake. Okay, so let's try to play a little bit more with the shapes. We'll just try to do simple things, nothing fancy. Whoops. Yeah, okay. And with a smooth tool we will smooth this jagged edges, and let's check it out how it will look. Okay, in this scenario I didn't want to overdo it, because you know that ground, let's say that snow or something, will be inside the bowl, so we need to be aware of that. I will select everything, and don't forget we have a layer window, so we can add them all in here as I've showed you previously, but I need to avoid to add in there that part, so I will add in there, press as a reference, we'll go to the move tool and just try to tweak it a bit. A second. Yes, because I don't want that snow to penetrate the glass, you know, so yeah, it's a little bit tedious, but we need to do that. We don't need to have such fails, you know. It's a big part. looks like very far away from first glass part. Okay, yes, I'm playing back and forth with that, but I don't know how to do it in another way. Definitely I can use the particles, but we will move to the particles a little bit later. It's a beginner's tutorial, so I want to be as simple as possible. Okay, so what do you think? We have a crystal ball. Definitely we can go again to the poly, and what we will do, probably create another ball. I will shrink it down. Let's zoom it. If you want to zoom the object, you can press F key to frame it. Okay, and probably we will select 12. No? Okay, like that. So we've created the ball. What we can do, can create much more of them. Let's isolate our tools, and I don't know, we can play and do probably like a snowflakes or something like that with these balls, but then probably we will create them later when we will be working on on the rest of the asset. Okay, so for now we have this snowball, or it's probably called snowball, I don't know, but oh well. Okay, so for today this is it, and wait for another tutorial when we will working on the trees and house, etc. So stay tuned. Bye.